All right, I was able to pin down one of the busiest guys in all of Lee County. I see Johnny. Johnny and I always talk about it. We're going to get together. We're going to have lunch. We're going to do a show together. We're going to do this. And it never, ever, ever happens. But we randomly run into each other all the time. Johnny spends a lot of time at the temple doing MC work for stuff. He's at the radio station where he's employed at WWGP and is all over the place. If you turn on the radio, if you walk out your door, you're liable to run into him. Johnny is let me make sure I get this straight.
Okay.
A 2014 Lifetime Achievement Award winner for his work in beach music and a member of the North Carolina Radio Hall of Fame. Was that all right?
I think that's
right.
Close enough.
And with him, he has brought Curtis Carpenter, who is a longtime DJ and is the vice president of the Carolina Beach Music Museum. Is that right?
Music Awards.
Music Awards, I'm sorry. See, I knew I'd screw it up before I got to the other one.
Always have and I always will. There ain't no other kind of music in the world that gives me quite the thrill. When I hear 60-minute man and walking up a one-way street, he's up on the roof, he's under the boardwalk, summertime's a calling. I was born with it in my bones. I learned to shag on the beach with the salt in the air and the sand at my feet. Yeah, ooh, Miss Chris, 3921 for the shade. What kind of fool do you think I am when forever and ever
now, I was under the impression that Mr. Aiken had several more announcements to make.
Yeah,
Larry, is there anything else?
Just to add to what you were talking about for Trace, to help with the promotion of what we're going to do on the night, we've decided to join in a street fair, which is October 1st. Al has kindly allowed us to use his table and table cover for that. So we're going to have the Rotarians out at Trace cover that table from noon to 4 o'clock, and Jim Miller will print the tickets. Or Van, can you get the tickets printed?
We're already working on it.
Okay, so we're going to have some advanced sales of pots of gold out there. Originally, we didn't plan to start selling them in January, I think, but this is an opportunity, so we're going to do it. And we'll also obviously promote November 9th to get as many people out there as we can. A couple other things. Jim has asked me to mention to you, he's out doing a shelter box program again today, so that's why he wasn't able to be here. But what he suggested is the shelter box is already deployed out to some of the islands so devastated by the hurricane, and they're going to have to put more out there. But you look at some of those islands, and the only thing those people will have for probably 4 or 5 months will be living in our shelter boxes and tents, because everything was destroyed on several of those islands. So I called Jim and I said, I'd like to give you a check. He said, here's what I'd like you to do. Make it out to Shelter Box. He'll be here next week, and he will collect the checks for the Shelter Box, your checks made out to Shelter Box, and send them in. And he's right now planning to match whatever we come up with. So I would assume that we'll be sending Shelter Box something in the neighborhood of $4,000 by the time we finish. I mean, when you look at what's happened, both in the States and down in the Caribbean, your heart goes out to those folks. The last thing I had to mention is that the football team has confirmed that they're coming to Edwards next Tuesday for our assembly up there. There's nothing like having the football team and stars and really good students. These are real good student athletes. Come and talk to our fifth graders about what respect is all about.
And what time does that start?
It starts at 1:50 and they have until 2:30. The kids will want to have the football players stay for longer, but the buses start showing up shortly after that, so they're going to have to leave. But there's one boy, and Andy Bryant referred to him, one of the halfbacks for our team. Is not only a terrific athlete, but he's been accepted in all kinds of schools with really good full scholarships. And I think Andy told us he's going to Notre Dame. Yeah.
He was accepted at every single Ivy League school.
Yeah.
And he's going to ND.
Yeah. So, it's open. If you have a chance on Tuesday to come and listen to these kids and Coach Foster, please do. Thanks.
Fantastic. Thank you, Larry. That's all wonderful stuff. Great announcements. What other announcements do we have? This gentleman?
Thank you. Shelter Box, as you know, Footloose opens this weekend at the Temple Theater. The soft opening actually is about 60 minutes from now. Tomorrow's opening night. Ironically, Footloose takes place in Beaumont, Texas. And Beaumont's one of the cities that was hardest hit by Hurricane Harvey. We got with Jim, and Jim was able to get us some display material, and we have a Shelter Box donation site set up at the temple. So hopefully we're able to raise some funds there that way. But Jim was able to get us an oversized poster, and we've got a donation bucket there, so kind of push people in that direction. Come see Footloose. This show's going to be a lot of fun. It's got a whole lot more local talent than most of the stuff that we do on the main stage, and a lot more youth talent, all kind of mushed together with professionals from New York. It's going to be a lot of fun, so check it out. I think that's all I've got in the way of
Announcements. I'll take a few more announcements unless we go to break.
I actually think Chris has another announcement. I should have listened to him last Thursday.
I was going to hold that for brags, but if you want to talk about it, by all means.
Well, I'll pay $1 for you. How's this sound? He offered some tickets for the Kiwanis Club that they had the raffle on Tuesday night. Guess who won?
You didn't buy them, so I had to buy the rest of them. And I won again for the second straight year.
So if you go to Vegas, make sure he goes to Vegas. Make sure you give him a couple of dollars. Congratulations, Chris.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And I know with your family, you probably needed it.
They'll spend it.
Any more announcements or is that brags time? Is it time for brags? Who would like to brag? Yes, wonderful, brag time.
I just want to say that I'm sorry that I hadn't been here for a couple Thursdays, but Sheriff Carter's been using my body in the courthouse to protect the judges. But while I was also gone, my son and I entered a barbecue competition with 3 other people at the Occoneechee Scout Reservation. And when I went down through seeing people and the Kansas City Barbecue Society, which they actually judged the barbecue, I'm sitting there going like, guys, we're only here for the fun. I never seen so much stuff being shot into pork butts and so much power going on there. And I'm sitting there going like, I'm just a natural type barbecuer, just like to cook stuff naturally. And to our surprise, we came in first place for the first barbecue thing. So.
You got $1 for barbecue. That's a great dollar.
The high score, according to Kansas City Barbecue, can get up to 180. We scored 171.92.
High scoring. The barbecue Don's over here. Who else? $4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Are you ready to share our barbecue, our annual barbecue?
I see a few significant greenbacks. There we go. Let's go.
I just want to brag on Yvonne for the peach cobbler.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's
Awesome. Thank you, dear.
More dollars, I have one right here.
You really probably don't know that I'm a Cleveland Indians fan.
No, come on.
And so is Jim Miller, so he kicked in 50 cents.
Are they doing well? Are they doing good this year?
Yeah, we are. I mean, everybody tune in tonight, and we're going for number 22.
21 games.
Yeah, we won 21 games. Now, the deal is, in baseball, there's superstitions about stuff. And some things you just don't change. So a lot of guys on the team haven't washed their socks in 21 days. I've got one shirt that I haven't washed in 21 days. Grace will not sit in the living room with me while I'm watching the game. This one only has about 5 or 6 days on it, so.
Okay, that's a comfort. Thank you so much. Bravo. Other brag dollars. I love it. Keep them coming.
He wants you to put the camera on him. Man,
it's all you, baby.
Oh, no, I already did. I bragged on Chris.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
he's just paying up.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay, anybody else
Yeah,
have
I'm
a
just
spare?
paying up.
Okay, what?
Paying up.
Van's like, okay, anything else to come before the club at this time? Thank you so much. We'll turn it back over to President Doug.
Okay, thank you. Ben, what do you think?
Perfect. Couldn't have done better myself.
Just a comment on Larry's discussion about Character Plus. Myself and Van and Robert, we all are doing individual mentoring. We hadn't started yet, but if any of you have an interest in doing that, you do it every other week, so it's twice a month. It's 1 hour, and you do a 4th grader and a 5th grader during their lunch period. And it goes very fast. It feels more like a 20-minute session than an hour session. I'm following my 5th grader I had last year, and man, the first part of the year he was just tight-lipped. He didn't have anything to say, and he opened up at the end of the year. And by the end of the year, he's looking forward to the next year, and so I'm kind of excited to see him. So if anybody has any interest in that, see me. Bill Stone's the coordinator over there, and his wife is the person who actually, the counselor is A.J. Stone, who we all know.
and we'll be doing it in Ingram again this year too.
Okay. So it's a really good program, and this is a good opportunity to insert yourself if you're interested. And I was trying to hold off till Chris finished his cobbler, and I'm going to go get mine. But Chris, I'll let you. Let's see, David, you want to lead us in the 4-way test?
I will. 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will build goodwill and better friendships? Will be beneficial to all concerned? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.